Hello everyone, my name is Kayla. Welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. I know I already posted a video before. It was, a nail video, but that was like more of an experimental, getting used to how YouTube works and uploading and things like that. This is my first official video and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So pretty much I wanted this one to be a story time slash background slash intro video, just like what's going on, what am I doing, what is this. So yeah, I thought it would be cool to do that. And as I said, my name is Kayla. There's a lot to tell but pretty much essentially let's start off with what this channel is going to be about. And I put in my my banner, on my page, I put business, beauty, and lifestyle. So those things are going to be my main focuses on my page. So as far as business goes, I own 2 different businesses. I own a consulting business and I also own a nail business. And I really do want to offer, different business tips, business advice, things that I needed to know, that I could have known, that would have helped me, before I started my businesses, and just other things like professional tips that I think are essential for people to know if they're going into your professional career. I think that would be very helpful, and a lot of people have, approached me and asked me about these things. I also am getting a business degree. Right now, at the time I'm filming this is in January of 2023, and I graduate with my bachelor's in May of 2023. So I'm almost done. I'm on my last semester of college, and I'm also I'm fully working, I'm in school, so I think that I could provide very useful advice to many people of many different ages and many different backgrounds. And as far as beauty goes, I previously mentioned I own my nail business. By the way, I am 21 years old. I do have a lot on my plate, but I've always been like that, and I'm gonna get into that later on in the video. So I own a nail business. I am a traveling nail tech in South Florida. I do acrylic and gel applications currently, and I love to learn new things. I want to learn Gel X, but I also do want to get this picked up before I start investing more into my business. So that's where the beauty part comes in. I also love to do hair. I love to do makeup. Pretty much anything beauty related I love to do. I love to dye my hair too. As you can see, my hair is purple now. It will probably be a different color in a few months. I'm always changing my hair. So that's the beauty part. And then the lifestyle. So I have a newfound passion for fitness and being healthy and just like doing things for the betterment of myself, not necessarily for the aesthetic purposes, but for my personal feelings, for me to feel good. And I really want to share those things with you guys. So last year I really got into going to the gym and eating better and knowing what I need to eat and all those types of things, and as well as self-care, like emotional and physical self-care. And I would love to share those things with you guys. We all need a little bit of motivation and realistic expectations, because a lot of the times we see like these fitness junkies, and that's not always realistic for us, especially like me. I have several forms of employment, and then I also go to school, so it's not always realistic to be perfect in the gym, be perfect in what you eat. So I think it'll be really cool to give you guys those tips as well. So that is what my channel is going to essentially be about, and I hope that it can help you guys, and I know that it will. So very excited about that. And then a little bit of background on me. So I've always been into like this entrepreneur type of mindset, and I'm sure I will mention more of these stories later in different videos, but for now I'm going to try to summarize so that they're not too long. So I grew up with a single mom. I know my dad we have a pretty good relationship, but my parents did split up when I was 3. So I lived with my mom since I was 3 years old, and I've always had that like very, very independent personality. And so because of that, as I got older, I've always wanted to make money and be independent and be able to do my own things. So the first memory I remember of me like hustling like at a young age, this is so hilarious, but I was in, I want to say like 3rd grade, 4th grade maybe, and at the school that I went to, my elementary school, they had these little like school dollars, like school money. So I was like, okay, like how do I make this money? Like, well, I want to get some prizes for my teachers and stuff. And I've always been really good at crafts too, like making stuff. So I used to make these paper spinners. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture and like post it on here for you guys so you can see it. But they're like little square spinners that you just make it like folding, like origami. And I would decorate them like different things. And then as it started to pick up, I used to think of more things to add to it. Like my stepsister used to paint a lot, and she gave me some paint. So in the paint jar, like in the tub of paint that she gave me, there was a glow-in-the-dark paint. So like I added glow-in-the-dark. So then the glow-in-the-dark was a little bit more expensive, so those types of things. I've always been like that. So it's just funny, like no one taught me like, hey, do this, And so I used to sell spinners. That was like my first memory of like being a hustler, being like a little entrepreneur. So I did that for like the school money, and I used to buy little like candy and stuff at the school store. And then after that, my next memory is when I was like in middle school, high school. I used to buy like these little like when you go to like the grocery store or something, you have like bags of a lot of types of candy or like an assortment of candy and stuff like that. So I used to buy them, and then of course I used to flip them and then sell them at school. People would literally text me like in the middle of class, hey, I need some, like I want some Three Musketeers, boom, and I would sell it to them, like literally. So, but very cheap, like 50 cents, 25 cents type of thing. But just to like give me little lunch money, or like, oh, I wanted to get an extra snack at lunch, like a cookie or something, I would do that to make money. So, and I actually did make a little bit of money, not like an astounding amount, but definitely enough for what I needed it for. After that, those are like the little things that I would do to make money and to kind of like get the things that I wanted. And then from there I started getting a little bit older, and I was like, I really like, of course you want to get more independent and you want to do more things on your own. So I was like, I really need to like get a job. So my mom was like, well, if you get a job, you need to pay the bills, like, or not the bills, but like you need to pay something. Like, so I said, of course, like I'll pay gas, and then a little bit of like all of my gas, and then I'll also like contribute to the light bill a little bit, which like, so that was okay with her based off what I made, because I barely made any money. But that was when it started, like started my little hustling. That was when I started making money and things like that. So then after that, I just got a few odd jobs here and there. And then between those, I would also make like those rainbow loom bracelets, the rubber band bracelets, because like I said, I'm really good at crafts. So I would do that. I sold those. I sold them, and then I stopped, and then I would sell them again, just kind of like on and off. But I always loved to make them, so whenever I made them, I would just happen to try to sell them. But it would be that. And then I became employed, and my main source of income was usually my job that I had. But then, so like after the bracelets, my other entrepreneurial like venture was I started to make resumes. And there was somebody that I knew that was looking for a job and they couldn't find a job. So I was like, yeah, I can make your resume for you and stuff, because I was really good at that, and like articulation and vocabulary and all of those types of things, like I was really good at the time to do resumes. So I was like, I could do it. But then it ended up falling through. It ended up falling through with that person, but I continued actually for over a year to do resumes, and I did a lot of them. I'm gonna pull up and see how many I actually did, but I did so many people's resumes. And I actually, as I was in college, one of my professors, I mentioned it to him that I do resumes, and he was like, let me check your resume out, and like yours, and I will give you suggestions, so that way when you do other people's resumes, they come out better. So I was like, awesome, that sounds great. So then they did that. That was one of my favorite professors that I've ever had. And he went and edited my resume and allowed me to make those corrections and stuff. And he was like, awesome, this is much better. This is what you should do, blah, 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 boom. So he gave me like the foundation of how I should write people's resumes. And I thought that was so awesome, and like unsolicited, like I didn't even have to ask for it, but it was very, very welcomed, So that was really cool. So I got really good at writing resumes, and I did that for a long time, and I'll still do it today. I just don't advertise it because that's not like my main hustle, So I started doing resumes, and then I was like, okay, why don't I? And then actually I forgot about this. I did the resumes, and then I also have tried to do network marketing. So if you don't know what that is, it's pretty much like you don't have to actually buy the product to sell it. So like, and you advertise based off of like there's a minimal investment essentially. So whatever it is that you're into. So specifically, I did like these magnetic eyelashes that I still use to this day. I love them, they're amazing. But you like pay like your entry fee, so they consider it like the same thing that you would do if you're gonna buy a uniform to work somewhere. Like you would invest that little bit of money into your starter package to get into your program. So that's what I did. Like with the eyelashes, like you buy your first pair of lashes and then you're in. I don't remember any other fees associated with it, but that's essentially how it works. And then you go and you like make little, graphics, and you do videos and stuff with your eyelashes, and you try to sell it that way. And so I did, and that was so cool. I really loved that, but it was like, it wasn't for me necessarily, because you have to really be on top of it. It's like a constant thing. And I'm the type of person, like if I don't see big results like immediately, I quit, and that's so bad. But like I'm an all or nothing person, which I know I need to work on for me, but definitely I'm an all or nothing, but at the same time I'm like a don't give up person, you know what I mean? So with that, I learned a lot of like little like tips on like graphic designing and stuff like that, and like what apps to use. I got pretty good at that. And so I was like, okay, I'm doing resumes, I can maybe do logos, I can maybe do other type of graphic designs, party flyers, business cards. So I started going crazy. Like I started doing all these types of graphic designs. I started doing logos, and they actually, some of them sucked so bad, but it was a learning process, so it was really cool. So this is all like going on simultaneously. And then I stopped with the lashes, and then I was like, you know what, yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna, this is not for me. And then I tried it one more time, the network marketing with a company called Monet, and it was for like hair products and stuff like that. They're great products, but that was also the same thing. You had to there were a lot of steps. I feel like the onboarding process was very overwhelming. So for me, I was like, yeah, this is just not working. So I stopped with that as well, but I was still doing like the graphic designing and stuff and the resume thing. So I've always done that. And then once that dissipated a little bit, I was really focused on like my job at the time. I was working in an office, and when I started working at this location, I just started my business degree. So that was really cool, and it was actually a position kind of like a store manager. And because I was the only person that worked in the office, I did everything. Like, I had to learn how to do all of everything from like the bookkeeping to managing the store, managing the customers and the clients, orders, stuff on the computer, all the administrative like work. I did it. So of course, the owners would come in from time to time, but I was hired to, take charge of the office. And sorry, by the way, I do have a dog, and you will hear her bark. So yeah, I did a lot at that place, and I learned so much. The people are amazing. Like, they were awesome. But I'm a very sociable person. I'm an extrovert. So for me, being in an office was so hard, and it was like I was alone all the time, and like it was also like I was getting back problems from just sitting for so long. My eyes, like, I need glasses now. All of this stuff was hitting in so quickly, and I was only there for 2 years. So I was just really not fulfilled. I made the best money I've ever made at that job, and that was awesome. The people were great. Like, the treatment, everyone treated me with respect. But it was just those type of things, and as well as being overwhelmed with school. I'm almost done, so I'm trying to finish, and there wasn't availability for flexibility with my hours because I was the only person there, and they couldn't hire someone else. So it was just a big mess. So I was just like, you know what, I know I need to leave. And so I started nail school because I've always loved to do nails. So this was last year. I started nail school in May last year. I graduated in August, and I got my nail license. And from then, I really I've just been trying to I was trying to practice a lot, get more clients and stuff like that. And then I decided to quit my job, and I was like, I'm just gonna, and I'm not impulsive. Like, I'm not an impulsive person at all, but I knew that was not for me, and it wasn't sitting well with me. So I quit, and everyone was surprised, as was I. I was very surprised. I did not expect that from me at all. So I quit, and I just decided to pursue my career fully. And then after I quit, I opened up my consulting business. So my consulting business was for the same industry that I was in at the store manager job, which was it's in construction, but it was more in tile, flooring, countertop, backsplashes, those type of things, like the coverings aspect of construction, not necessarily the structural aspect. So I got a lot of experience in that, with the material, as far as materials wise, sales, the bookkeeping aspect, everything in the office. Like, I learned how to run a business, and that was really cool. That was really, really cool, and I love it. I still love that industry. Like, that's what I want to pursue. I really like to do it and to learn about it and learn techniques and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to do consulting for other businesses in the same industry, specifically for immigrants, because for immigrant business owners, because most of them, not all, but most, don't have the education that they need to be able to be successful, or fully successful, I want to say, reach their full potential in the area that they're working in. So that's why I thought it would be really, really cool to provide, those business owners with that advanced, I have the experience and the education, let me help you. So I thought that would be really, really cool. And there's a lot of other backgrounds. I'm Brazilian and Colombian. I'm a first generation born in America. So that's a huge motivating factor for me to help other people that may not have as high of a chance, to help them either fix the problems that they already have or help them before they have any problems. So yes, that's where I'm at now. And then now I have my 2 businesses. They're both LLCs. I have and I am graduating in May with my bachelor's degree in organizational management. So that's pretty much my story, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see. Any suggestions, drop them in the comments below, please. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful night. Take care of yourselves. Be sure to drink water and nourish your bodies and your minds. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.